I'm here, my friend. I'm here, my friend, in the studio here at WABC with all of the accoutrement, all of the stuff, the usual stuff. I grabbed a quick studio that was empty to talk to you about some things that we need to discuss. Let me see. There we go. There we go. Looks out over Midtown. Right now as we speak, it's about 10 to 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. Sunday morning coming down, or Saturday, Friday. No, Monday morning, my friends. And I'm glad you can be with us. Let me go back and move this over here. There we go. Now, the question I have is, we know what happened with Biden. We know that he's been hiding it for how many years? You don't get stage 4, this Gleason scale 9, whatever the particular parameters of this. You don't get this all of a sudden. Look at this. This whole cancer thing is fishy. Thanks for your thoughts. Here is what I want to do. This is the most important. How do we separate the ideas of what this is? How do we call this? The idea, let me get my bag out here. The idea that he just found out is, by all medical certainty, bullshit. Bullshit. That's number one. Number two, we have to, and I say this, I am not dancing on his grave. I'm not exalting. I'm not lauding. I'm not cachinnating or titillating or providing a series of guffaws and chortles and knee slaps over the idea that this man is dying. What I'm saying is that how long did they know this? Every doctor, every urologist, every oncologist, everybody is saying, without exception, you do not just come up with this now. Who is responsible for this? And everybody, and nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. But let me tell you something, and listen to me carefully. Any investigation into him, complicity, the auto pen problem was absolutely beyond horrible. But the auto pen issue is just gone. Because people are going to say now, are you going to bring this up now? The man's dying of cancer. You feel bad about that? This is going to be a guilt trip. 2 tickets on the guilt trip, baby. That's exactly what this is going to be. How do we push this? Nothing's going to happen. Nothing. All of a sudden, you're going to see this story just come out of nowhere. This thing is going to rise to its height. We're going to be talking about it because we've known cover-ups and fishy since the beginning. And who was responsible for this? Do you believe? It is incumbent upon. Do you believe that the people of the United States have a right to know? Have a right to know that their president is suffering from this. There was a urologist who said that he never saw somebody at this level, at this stage of cancer, who, he said the only time he saw this was maybe like in, dare I say, sad to say, inner city hospitals, VA hospitals, where people were underserved, people who came up years later with bone pain, older men, and they looked and they said, oh my God, the person is riddled with cancer. This doesn't happen. This guy is monitored by every doctor yearly. He has the best medical, best medical treatment maybe of anybody in the world. And you know what they're going to say? You're a conspiracy theorist. You're a conspiracy theorist. And by the way, let's get those likes up, please, my friend. The likes are critical. What happens with this? Let's go through this. Let's look some of your reaction. By the way, what I always do is I always go to your reaction first, and then I get a feel for what I bring on the air on AM on 77 WABC. That's what I do, okay? That's the critical story. The president right now shows he was diagnosed on Friday. Bullshit! Bullshit. Diagnosed on Friday? No, he wasn't. With an aggressive form of prostate cancer, which has metastasized to the bone. Friday? No. Has often confirmed the diagnosis. He has a condition known involves a Gleason score of 9. Both political figures and the public have shown support for Biden. It's bullshit. This is the most cynical thing anybody has ever seen in politics. It's astounding. Biden has stage 4 cancer. There is no way in hell they just caught it now. They knew probably for years about this and lied to the American people and lied when he had his, quote, annual checkups and the like. It's ridiculous. Even in depth. What they're going to do is they're going to say to you, how dare you bring this up? You sick bastards. One physician said, Donald Trump says, what I want to know is, how did Dr. Jill Biden miss stage 5 metastatic cancer? Well, it's called stage 5. Is this yet another cover-up? One doctor says prostate cancer is the easiest to diagnose when it first starts, and to watch it progress to bone metastases. The PSA blood test shows the rate of cancer cell growth for even within the most aggressive form. It is a 5 to 7 year journey without treatment before it becomes metastatic, meaning it would be malpractice for this patient to show up and be first diagnosed with metastatic cancer Friday. It is highly unlikely he was carrying a diagnosis. It is highly likely he was carrying a dosage of prostate cancer throughout his White House tenure, and the American people were uninformed. Now, let me ask you something. Now that we've got this, what do you think he is going to do? Remember this? What do you think? Somebody brings up a very good point. He had the brain surgeries, he had his aneurysms, he had all. This guy has not been, in many respects, a picture of health. Though he always tries to ride his bike, tries to show some type of mobility and the like. What do you think should happen? Tell me. You're on my committee. I'm the president. I bring you in. What should we do right now? Tell me. What do you think? And I want you to try your best. Try your best not to come up with an answer or some reaction that is cute. I know it is beyond important for you to come up with something that is cute. I know you want to be cute. I know you want to say something that's cute. I know you want to say something funny, something rebarbative, something a bit contumacious. I know this is what you want to do. I know that I understand this. But for the love of God, imagine, try, dear friends. Many of you understand exactly. You are hypothetically in a situation. What would you do? What should President Trump do? Because nothing is going to happen. Nothing. Did you see that bullshit about Kash Patel and Don Bongino, your girlfriend? Oh, I've looked at this. I was a public defender. I know all about suicide. Bullshit. They're in on it. Kash Patel, Don Bongino, they're in on it. Come on. Stop it. Can you believe this? Who, seriously, dear God, I cannot believe we live in a world where people are so used to being lied to. And more importantly, not only used to being lied to, but seem to tolerate it. Sorry, pardon my hand. It blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. What do you think should happen? Tell me. Who can come up with the best answer right now? Who? What do you think should happen? No point dealing with this small specific details like this is just a distraction. Everybody says it's a distraction. You say don't make jokes. Have you seen Cash's eyes? Bookum Dano. Yes, tolerate it. I don't know what this means. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. We're going to sit back and we're going to end up doing nothing about this. We're going to do nothing. We're going to make jokes about it. We're going to tweet about it. Maybe Joe Rogan will do something. Oh, we're going to talk about this. We're going to tweet. We're going to say, oh, okay, all right. And that's it. That's it. We're going to make a joke. We're going to make a joke about Cash's eyes. Okay, there we go. We're going to talk about Bongino. This is if the Department of Justice, the second in command, the Attorney General, Bill Barr, and now him, says that Epstein was a suicide, that's it. It's over. The fix is in, my friends. The fix is in. Somebody told him. Trump told him. Somebody said, we want you to say this. It's bullshit. You don't get fractured hyoid bones, thyroid cartilage from this. You're being lied to. Does this make you mad? Does this make you mad? Does this? Let me tell you my stories today, my friends. You're going to love this. And you must understand something so that you know this a little bit about me. I hate bad jokes. I hate, especially people who are not funny. They're not funny. Somewhere, I guess, I don't know, there's this thing on the internet that make people think you're funny when you're not funny. You have no comedic, not you per se, but some people, they have no comedic ability, no anything. But by God, this is it's like to be a heckler. That's a lot of what this stuff is. And it ruins legitimate, specific, honest to God, actual thought. It's one of those things you have no idea. All my life I've run into one bad joke after another. One bad joke. Dear God. Because people so much want to be funny. It happened, I saw the last time this happened was in the 80s. I guess it was maybe in the 80s. And these folks were, I guess there was a proliferation, a veritable cacophony of comedy stores and comedy things. And everybody thought, I can be funny. And I can do a stand-up. I can get up and I can do something because I'm worky or quirky. I got an attitude. I've got whatever it is. And then it came to by handing everybody a device where you could basically be a heckler anytime you wanted. Get those likes up. Come on, folks. And then it was downhill from then on. It was downhill from that moment on. Dear God, it was downhill. Downhill like you can't believe. By the way, did you see recently on Netflix or something, they were talking about this movie about bin Laden? And all of a sudden, people now are looking at bin Laden for reasons that I don't understand. But for the first time, people are saying, hey, you know, this bin Laden story is bullshit. Where have you been? See, I live like you live in a world where I'm an alien. I don't believe this. I know more than these people. I know they're lying. And I don't keep quiet. I can't sit back and nod my head. I don't want to go out and just yell for the sake of yelling. I don't want to do an Alex Jones and pound my vest, do a number gantry. I don't know what it takes. You should be furious. They're lying to you about everything. President Trump has to be aggressive with this. He has to be aggressive. He can't just sit and let this go out of a respect for the family. Bullshit. The more I think about this, you know that President Trump has to look the other way regarding certain things. You know that somebody either's got the goods on him or could make, or his friends or family or somebody. It's not, you don't go into this the full-blown lone maverick. Though he's pretty good at what he's doing. He's pretty good at this, nonetheless. Now, this just blows my mind. But then, this is the other part too. Then, this is the part that kills me. And I say this with all due respect, because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I want to talk about other stuff. Do you believe there is anything? Are you able? Listen to me. By the way, I need 300 likes. What's the matter with you people? What the hell's the matter with you people? I am able to compartmentalize my feelings. Did you know that? It's true. I am able to compartmentalize my feelings. What does that mean? What am I talking about? What does that mean, Uncle Lenny? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. The great, the one, the only, the inimitable, the F. Scott Fitzgerald said, the element, the signs of a great mind is being able to take two seemingly inconsistent thoughts, hold them simultaneously, and not lose your mind in the meantime. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? Are you able, as a human being, as a Christian, as somebody who is religious and of faith, are you able to find yourself in the position of feeling sorry for anyone who, and I'm assuming this is true, I'm so chastened, I'm so contaminated, I don't believe anybody, but I am of the opinion that I must be, it must be shown first that this is true. But are you able to show pity for him? Anybody? Are you able to do that? Some people say no. Because what you're asking of me is so difficult and so, let me give you an idea, there we go. It is so horrible, it's so terrible. Look at this. People say, no, I can't do this. People say, you don't understand, I can't. I hate him. There are people who say, I hate him. I have no mercy for him. Anything that happens to him as a man, as a human, what he did, nothing. Are you? Okay, put that over there in this column, okay? Put it over there in the column. Here's another one for you. What would happen if this were President Trump? These sick bastards laughed when he took a bullet to his ear. He missed assassination like this. They laughed. They thought it wasn't real. They thought he was making it up. They thought maybe it was some kind of a shattered monitor. That it wasn't real. It was staged. It was fixed. It was a conspiracy. No big deal. Ha ha ha. Or they flat out laughed at. Too bad he wasn't hit, or too bad, or whatever it is. And then you got that Comey nonsense with that 8647 business. Now, here's my question. Does that affect you? Do you figure, well, you know what? They wouldn't feel bad about Trump, so I don't feel bad about them. That's exactly the way you feel. That's exactly the way you feel. Because this is about getting back at people. This is a dirty, sick game. Am I right? This is dirty politics. Flat out. This is dirty, sick politics. And there are people out there who will say, I don't want to hear anything about this. I don't want to hear any nonsense about how, there's this, well, he's a human being. No, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear anything about that because you're sick and tired. You hate these people. And if every single one of them had the most debilitating and awful and most painful form of cancer as far as you're concerned, you don't care, right? Am I right? Of course I'm right. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Because what happens is we have lost our humanity. There are people who don't even feel happy, don't even feel proud, don't even feel I guess they don't even feel that they're proud of their humanity. None. There are other people who will not be able to understand that I can still feel that I'm not going to gloat over somebody getting cancer. If it's true. How many of you right now, take a vote, out of the 381 people, and by the way, you got to like this. I keep telling you, listen, if you want to put our message on top, you got to be a part of this. How many of you believe, let me rephrase this, do you believe there is a possibility that this could be 100% bullshit, that he doesn't even have cancer, That there is no Gleason score 9. Nothing. That there will be nothing. That it was a mistake, or somebody thought of it, or somebody in the Biden higher up the deep state says, "Go ahead and say it." They're not gonna find anything because they're not gonna say anything about it. How many people believe this is nonsense? Say it. Say he's got a week because all of the investigation stops. They were getting too close to it. There was a book by Jake Tapper. Who knew? Who knew? When did you know? Were you in any way criminally liable for keeping this quiet? Are you complicit by aiding and abetting this? You know and I know. Of course it's possible. Of course. They pull stuff up. Anything's possible. Americans are afraid to ask a question because you have been conditioned for so long to be called a conspiracy theorist, whether it's JFK or 9/11 or whatever the hell it is. They think it's sure, do it. Do it. This is the part that is the most fascinating. And why did this come out on a Sunday? Why did this come out? Not today. Today could have thrown off everybody. It could have thrown off the president. It could have thrown off more involving his Mideast absolute success. But they did it on a Saturday. Remember, 3 days. 3 days maximum you have in this country. 3 days. I don't care what the story is. 3 days. Okay? Here's another story I'm going to be talking about, and this is important. This is critical for you to understand and grasp and pay attention to. They're very upset about Grock. Grock. What's this thing with Grock? Well, Grock, this is a deal right here. This is interesting. Grock, apparently, let me see this. Yes. Okay, Grock, here we go. I'm sorry, I keep screaming Grock. Elon Musk's Grock went viral after responding to Holocaust-related questions with skepticism about the death toll. Musk's team channel said it was due to an unauthorized system prompt inserted during testing. So here is a question they're saying, you can't do this. This is wrong. This is anti-Semitic. You cannot veer from it. If you say something, if you put anything in there that fails to acknowledge, and by the way, it's not just this, because anybody who doesn't acknowledge the Holocaust, it's just, there's certain things you can play with. You can say, well, I don't know if something exaggerated. Stop it. Stop it. It's like the flat earth folks. It's the flat earthers. There are people in the world today, you might be one of them, there might be some here, who believe that somehow it's funny or cute to be a part of the system that suggests that the flat earth movement is funny. You can say this. This is a part of your thing. This is okay. And I get it. But there's a part where you can say, wait a minute. I want to challenge the official score. I want to challenge whether Biden even has stage or Gleason score 9. I don't even believe that. And that should be your problem. That should be what you have the right to say. And you should be able to do that. And you should be able to bring this up anytime you want. There's a part of this which makes no sense to me. Was there really a glitch? Or is this a beta test of how far AI can go to push historical revisionism? And when is historical revisionism even okay? Did you hear that one? Next, did you hear this one? Donald Trump posted a video on Truth Social alleging that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton all lied and are tied to the deaths of figures like JFK Jr., Seth Rich. You believe this? Andrew Breitbart. You know his story? Most people say no. And I promise you, with all of the information that is available, people will not run to their own particular means of investigating, and they will do nothing to themselves find out. what happened to Andrew Breitbart. There's a story going around that the person who conducted his, let me read this to you, because we get it wrong too. It says here, Andrew Breitbart, this is the meme, supposedly died of natural causes by collapsing on March the 1st, 2012. After threatening to release videos of Barack Obama because Obama was never properly vetted in the 2008 election, he stated, quote, that the videos will affect the 2012 election and I will release them just before November. A couple weeks later, the coroner who worked on this body mysteriously died by poisoning. Did you see that? Did you see that one? Did you see that? Oh, by the way, Piers Morgan blocked me. Thank you very much. You have no idea how I wear that as a badge of honor, ladies and gentlemen. A badge of honor. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. And how about Ketanji Brown, or whatever her name is? I want to read this to you. Let me see this. Oh, by the way, we're still talking about that Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, man. Oh. Let me read this to you. This is, here we go. Michael Cormier, C-O-R-M-I-E-R. He was an LA forensic technician, and he died from arsenic poisoning on April the 20th, 2012. Though speculation linked his death to Breitbart's autopsy, no evidence confirmed he worked on it, and authorities have never really found no foul play. Foul play in Breitbart. But you know, and I know. Remember the heart gun? They got Breitbart. You know it. But do me a favor, if you put a meme up, get it right. Don't say that the main guy. Doesn't matter. Does it matter? We don't believe any of it. We don't believe any of it. Here we go. Oklahoma injects a 2020 election doubt curriculum into schools. Isn't this wonderful? Oklahoma's new school curriculum includes alternative perspectives on the 2020 election. Let me say this again. The new curriculum includes alternative perspectives on the 2020 election and encourages students to explore voting irregularities. They're going to go batshit, ape shit, nuts over this. I need you to double the likes. I need 400 likes. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You've been sitting back enjoying the fruits of my labor. You've been sucking off the teat of your fellow conspiratorium members, and you've never liked this video. You've never gone the extra mile. How dare you? I could be in school. How dare you? The 2020 election was a sham. Okay? Plain and simple. Now, we're not mentioning companies. We're not telling you, but it was a joke. Stop saying it wasn't a joke. Stop it. Biden was hiding in his basement, barely campaigning. Well, now we know maybe why. And somehow he racked up 81 million votes. Come on, man. Come on. Trump's rallies were packed. His Biden rallies were, if you can call that, were ghost towns. You could hear the crickets. You could hear people basically bending the blades of grass as they showed up in an abandoned Walmart. Yeah, we're told that Sleepy Joe somehow smashed the records. No way. Stop it. Late night vote dumps in swing states like Pennsylvania and Georgia. These sketchy mail-in ballots. Come on. Zero oversight. Big tech censoring the truth. It's rigged. Rational patriots know this stinks, that it's a fraud. And I'm looking here, and the deep, oh, by the way, Deep State pulled every trick in the book to stop Trump. And you're supposed to say, oh no, there's no evidence of this. See what they do? Because people are scared. And it's one thing to sit there and to cite a particular company or a particular person. That's one thing. But if you think I'm supposed to feel like, oh no, that was above, stop it. Stop it. Because they are so good. You see, there is no right-wing force to saturate everyone on every channel. And what's going to happen is the people like Joe Scarborough and these pathetic, horrible, I need more likes, these pathetic, horrible, terrible media shows are going to do everything in their power to tell you that you're just being mean and horrible. Midwest tornado outbreak leaves 28 dead, FEMA scrambling. If you have never looked at, never been introduced to the notion of weather being manufactured, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And the Mexican boat hitting the Brooklyn Bridge, nobody is buying this story. Nobody. Nobody. You see, there are people like us out there who say, we're tired of this. We don't owe you an explanation. I don't have to explain to you why I think or don't think something. I'm not going to ask permission. And let me go back to what I'm saying, and you listen to me right now. Can you tell me, ladies and gentlemen, let me go back to that there is absolutely no way that this whole Gleason stage 9, stage 4 is complete bullshit. Can you guarantee it? Would you like to risk everything? Would you say no? Something at that level. Something at that level could not possibly be hidden. It could not possibly be hidden because sometimes the enormity of the stories is so great that it would take so many people who would have to keep their mouths shut. This is straight out of the CIA memo. So many people would have to keep their mouths shut. So many people would have to be able to, people believe this. It is ridiculous. It is beyond anything we've ever imagined. So my friend, I want to thank you for this. And to all of you with your terrible, awful jokes, I want to thank you too, because you punctuate it. Wait a minute, the Logical Mail says, great analysis on the Diddy case, but did you know that Maureen Comey, yes, prosecuted against Ghislaine Maxwell, and is now the lead prosecutor against you. Logical Mail, I love you. We have known this from the get-go. We have known this, my friend, and I thank you, from the get-go. Absolutely. What does this mean? What does it mean? The shell game, literally? I don't know. But yes, I thank you for that. Les, thank you. And let me tell you something. You know what you do? I talk to you. By the way, listen, at 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be on WABC. I'm here now, going through my show prep, a term I hate. And I talk to you first. You get me all revved up. You tell me exactly where we have to go, and then I go on. I crack that mic, and I go nuts, thanks to you. Because you are demented, okay? Demented. And I thank you for that. All right, dear friends. There's Ramona. Love late night, Lionel. Thank you so much. Late night, I think it's early morning. Did you catch Mrs. L and me yesterday on the 9th Avenue Food? Check that walk. It was one of the most fun. Yesterday was New York Hell's Kitchen glory. It was wild. People. It was wonderful. Absolutely, positively wonderful. And thank you for that. All right, my friends, have a great, a glorious, and a beauteous day. Please do not ever change. Do not change. I beg you, I beseech, implore, importune you to not change the way you are. Thank you for this. Have a great and a glorious day, dear friends. I mean this sincerely. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for joining us. And let me tell you something. Today they came out with, was it today or yesterday? The biggest, YouTube came out, the biggest podcast shows. Joe Rogan, number one. Joe Rogan never talks to his audience. Joe Rogan never talks to Salem. Doesn't talk to Gemini Queen, Ramona. Nothing. Never. No. Never even acknowledges them. Because they're too big for you. How dare you? I could be in school. But I've never forgotten you. Oh, you demented folks. Check out, look at this. The dark, look at that over. Look at that, look at that over. Can you see this? There's all the equipment and all that jazz. It's dark, it's beautiful. On a Monday morning, 2:26. Oh, I'm ready to go. Oh, yeah. How do I do it? Drugs. Lots of drugs. It's called caffeine. All right, my friends. Have a great, a glorious, and a beautiful night. Don't ever change. Thank you for your fun. And until then, remember these wonderful words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Dat.